Hi there and welcome to your December yoga practice. This month it's really going to be dedicated to simply finding some peace amidst the chaos. Our routines are all out of sync. There's far too much going on. If you're extra sensitive, it's definitely the case. So in this session, I'm really just offering you a bit of time out. So grab as many comfortable things. I'm in my fluffy jumper, have your fluffy socks on. It's going to be a floor-based practice. We're going to require a yoga brick if you have one, or a bolster, and if not, a good few cushions. So whenever you're ready, let's get started. Okay, so as I say, we're going to use a few bits and pieces in this session. A brick would be really helpful. If you've not got one, a good stack of cushions is fine. And I've also got my bolster and a cushion. Essentially just grabbing a few things that help you to feel comfortable so we can really make the most of this little miniature pause. Okay, so we're going to start off in a seated position and just come and sit any old way, any way that makes you feel comfortable. Closing down the eyes if that feels okay, and then come into place, one hand on the chest, one hand on the belly. Take a full breath in through the nose and sigh out through the mouth. And as you do so, allow it to be that symbol that allows you to transition from being out there in the world to being in here and tending to you, tending to your needs. And as we settle in, take this time now to just notice how you're feeling physically, in the mind, emotionally, energetically, all aspects of yourself. How are you feeling? And then when you're ready, let's start to deepen the breath, drawing in a long, slow breath, no rush. And a slow breath back out. And let's repeat that with the intention to breathe into that contact that the hands are making in the belly, and then into the chest. Inhaling into the belly, and then the chest, and exhaling from the chest and then the belly. And just finding a steadiness for a moment through this conscious, deeper breath. And then as you're ready, releasing the hands and starting to just gently circle the head around one way. Noticing what's going on in the neck. Keeping that slow and conscious breath, drawing in and slowly releasing back out. Going in the opposite direction. And then coming to center and taking a few rolls of the shoulders. Coming to reach the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, draw the shoulders away from the ears, slight puff out of the chest, and then drop the chin towards the chest. And you might take some little half moon semicircle rocks from side to side here. And then I'm going to just pop to the side so you can see a little bit more clearly, but we're going to bring the hands to the knees. Round the back, tuck the tail under. Chin draws towards the chest like a mini seated cat pose. And then breathing in, roll on the sitting bones, arc the spine, lift the chest. Breathe in. Breathing out, round the back. Repeating that a few times with your breath. Staying with these two movements, or incorporating a little barrel roll or circling the ribs round at the same time as coming forwards and rounding back. Still continuing with a slow, deep, conscious breath. Maybe accentuating the length of that exhalation. Changing directions if you're choosing to take these little barrel rolls. And then slowly coming to center. Let's take the fists into, or balling up the fists rather, and then just starting to roll those wrists round. Let's interlace the fingers, press the palms away. Again, rounding the back, tucking the chin into the chest. Breathing in, sending those arms up towards the ceiling. And then again, rounding the back, pushing the palms away in front of you. Round that back, chin to chest. Inhale, take them up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, press them away, round the back, chin to chest. Releasing the hands, giving them a little bit of a shake. It will come onto all fours. We'll take the hands slightly further forwards than shoulder height and maybe a bit wider. And same with the knees, a little bit further back and a little bit wider. And then we'll start to lean over towards the left. Circle forwards, over to the right, and then back. So we're literally circling the body around one way, getting a little bit of fluidity in through the shoulders and the hips. Changing directions if you haven't already. Slow, deep breaths in. Even slower breath out. And the next time that you sink back, take the big toes together and the knees wide. And come and bring the head down onto either the ground or onto the forearms. And let's direct the breath into the back. So a full breath in, send it into the lower back, the mid back, the upper back. And as you exhale, just let go of something, whatever it is, whether it's the jaw, the back, or maybe even a thought. Let it go. Let's take one more breath in this way. And then in your own time, we'll lift up. We're going to come and bring the legs out in front of us. Now, if this is quite an intense movement, you can pop a bolster underneath the knees, a block. You can come and sit up on a cushion. So just find what works for you. And we're going to bring the sole of the left foot to the inner thigh or inner leg and let that knee drop out to the side. If that's tricky, again, you can use something to prop it up with. So just making the shape work for your body rather than the other way around. We don't want to force anything. Whatever you're sitting on, whether it's the floor or a block or a cushion, just find those sitting bones. And we'll start by lifting the chest, taking a full breath in. So we're finding this length through the spine. And then we'll reach forwards with the arms and start to hinge at the hips to begin with. So we're not rounding the back, just hinging the hips to a point where the body says that's enough. And then we're going to allow the back to round and bow down and surrender. Let go of the head, the jaw, the shoulders. Having the hands just resting on the floor or on the leg. If it feels good in your body, you're welcome to hang on to the foot. But we don't want to approach this in a forceful way. We just want to allow really time and the effect of gravity to just gently draw us into this surrendered shape. If you haven't already, begin to connect with your breath, slowly drawing that inhale in and softening on the exhale. Noticing if there's any areas of the body that are resisting. And sending a little bit of peace and kindness to that part of the body. And then when you're ready, we'll slowly come on up. We'll stretch out that left leg and just notice the difference in the two sides before we switch sides. So right foot is coming to the inside of the left thigh. It might feel quite different, so get yourself set up on this side in the way that feels good for you. And again, we press down through those sitting bones, lift up tall, take a breath in. And then hinge at the hips to the point where the body says stop. And then surrender down. Finding a place to rest those hands that feels good. And then connecting with your breath. So slowly starting to hinge back up. And so we're going to come down onto our backs. When we first get there, let's just bring the knees into the chest and take a rock from side to side, perhaps circling through the knees. So taking hold of your brick or whatever you have available, I'm going to take a restorative bridge pose. So have your feet hip width apart, knees over ankles, press into the feet and slide the brick underneath the hips. And you want to place the brick on that flat piece of bone right at the bottom of the spine, really ever so slightly just above the bum. It's you know, really quite low, much lower than you think. So if it doesn't feel right, slide it down a little bit lower and see if that feels better. And we'll place the arms down by the side. We might take a big breath in through the nose, sigh out through the mouth. And so this time of the year is full of a lot of too much. So let's allow this to be a moment of not very much, where there's time and space. And allowing time and space just to rest, to be here. And you might connect with your breath a little bit here. Using those long exhalations as a chance to just relax any muscles around the face or the jaw, the shoulders. And then very lightly pressing into the feet once again, just enough to slide the brick back out. And then drawing the knees in towards the chest once more. Circling them round. And if you've got a bit more space than I have, you might take the arms out into a T. Otherwise, taking them into a cactus shape. Starting to sway the knees from side to side. Really gently. Steady breaths in. Steady breaths out. And then simply sliding the legs long. If you want the support of a bolster and you have one to hand or a cushion, come and pop that behind the knees. Maybe a little cushion for the head. Hands can rest by the side or somewhere on the body. Once you've found your place to rest, take a full breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let the body go. And then simply allowing the body to find heaviness. Heaviness through the heels of the feet, leg bones, knees, thighs, and the hips. Allowing that heaviness to find the lower back, the spine, the chest, the hands, the shoulders, all sides of the neck and the face. And then as you rest here, I invite you to bring your awareness to your breath. And if it was possible to breathe in peace, imagine that each natural breath is breathing in and drawing in a sense of peace. And as you exhale, that peace spreads to the whole body. Breathing in peace and expanding into peace as you exhale. Slowly beginning to sense into the body. And if you have more time, then feel free to stay exactly where you are. Otherwise, wiggling fingers and toes. Taking a little stretch in whatever way suits you. Perhaps rolling to the side. And then coming back to a seated position. Bringing the palms to touch, taking a bow to yourself. And offering peace to yourself, offering peace to your loved ones. And whispering a little word of thanks to yourself for making time to practice today. Blinking open when you're ready. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat this month. I hope you enjoyed the practice. If you did, please hit the like button, consider subscribing and also sharing with anyone who might need this practice. If you want more information about self-care for this month, be sure to check out my self-care for December video. And yeah, take care for now. I hope you have a wonderful December and I'll see you soon.